Not new. Let's go to Verducci, El Dorado Hills. Verducci, let me ask you on the front end. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. If the Niners do trade Brandon Aiyuk, how optimistic are you about this season for the 49ers?
I'm still optimistic in my 49ers, man, and that's just being 49er faithful. I mean, we still have a star-studded defense, and we still have a killer offense. I mean, the reality is Aiyuk was never the number one choice and option on this team. He was more like a number 3. And so I think if we could still make a deal with the Browns and get Cooper back, we might not get a high draft pick, but we still can get someone that we can plug in to our wide receiver corps. I still think we're still going to be the team to beat there. And you know what? The reality is it's always going to come down to Shanahan. You can give him all the tools, but is he going to go ahead and make the clutch decisions when the game is on the line and also be able to game manage it correctly when we're down the stretch and it's a close game? That is that's my thinking with everything. But we still got a great roster. I'm excited. I'm down here in Santa Clara for Dwight Clark training day. I'm excited to see the rookies on the field. My boy Matt Miyoko will be there coming by and saying hello. And so I'm just excited to be out here. If the 49ers are here, baby, the true faithful, I want to see you. I want to feel you, because you know what? No matter what happens with Aiyuk, if you don't want to be on this team, then good riddance. You know what? You want to play for a couple extra million and not compete for championships, then good riddance. I want ball players on this team that want to come here and play together as a team, as a unit, and let's go and get that Lombardi this year.
Wait, Verducci, I love you. Hold on, Verducci, I love you.
Yeah.
But why you got to come down Aiyuk girl like that? He just wants his money like everybody else. You don't think he wants to play team ball?
You know what, though, Bonta? What's the difference between 28 and 30 million when you're making that much money? You know what? Do you want to compete for championships? Do you want to compete for championships? Do you want to be able to have a ring on your finger, or do you want to make more money and not compete for championships? That's the difference between a true ball player in my mind. I get he's trying to get his money, but look at everyone else. I guarantee you Purdy's going to take a little bit less. Did
Bosa take a little less? Did Bosa take a little less?
Well, I mean, that's his decision. But you know what? At the time, we had to make him the highest paid. I hear you, man. Because the reality
I'm just asking the questions.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Bonta, Aiyuk, he doesn't deserve the Jefferson money. He's not at that tier. He's at the next tier below. And right where he needs to be at that 28, 29 million, that's where you got to be. If he wants 30, good riddance, and let's go. Let's compete with the players that we have on this team.
Shasky, has it been confirmed whether or not Aiyuk wants $30 million a year? Do we even know how much he wants a year?
We don't know.
We have no idea. Like Michael Silver early in the offseason talked about the 26. The last offer to him was somewhere in the range of $26 million a year. But Michael Silver writes, and Michael Silver from the Chronicle, has aged poorly in the ensuing 3 months, with last week's 4-year, $110 million extension signed by the Bears' DJ Moore. The market is the market, and Niners appear to have a lesser view of Aiyuk's value than numerous other teams.
Look, you're going to say, I know what you're going to say on the other end of this. It's going to be like, the athletes want all the money at every single turn, 9 times out of 10, or 99.9% of the time, and they think that they're the reason why you're going to win the championship if you just pay that individual. I understand all that. But you have to acknowledge that the majority of the fans are exhausted with the holdouts and the talk and the money and everything as the economy is crashing. You could disagree and say the athlete's so good. I get what you're saying.
No.
But the consumer at some level...
Wait. You don't think I'm exhausted from talking about Brandon Aiyuk holding in? I just want to talk football.
It's not just Aiyuk. It's everywhere in sports.
But it's sports talk radio. We got no choice.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is that the fans, we can't get mad at the fans because they're always going to side with their team, right? That's what they're going to do. And most fans are sitting there and they're looking at their 401ks, right? If you have one and you're lucky enough to have one, you're like, gosh, it went down 38%, in a day. Wow. And so, yeah, when it comes to $1 million here, $1 million there, when people say that, I get where you're coming from. Fans are never going to come over to your side on that.
I don't care. They don't need to be on my side. I'm not. I just understand that players, and we got California taxes or whatnot, but here's the thing with fans. This is what I don't understand about fans, and I'm a fan. But fans will flip-flop on a player in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
On a heartbeat. I've seen you guys waver on Deebo Samuel back and forth. The pendulum is swung back and forth. And Deebo's an all-time Niner.
Well, and
the pendulum is swung back and forth.
And players swing back and forth whether they want to play with you or not.
Right.
I have no idea what, right now, if I told you, Does Brandon Aiyuk want to play on the Niners or the Steelers?
So I think he wants to play on the Niners.
I don't know. I legitimately don't know, you know? And so, like, I do believe, like, and I'm not everyone's James Harden, but, like, the James Harden effect is out there, and fans roll their eyes when player X wants to go to the team, C.
But you know what, though? But fans will get mad at Jet York for raising seats and ticket prices.
Well, yeah.
We'll get mad about the parking lot at Levi Stadium.
Yeah,
we get mad about whatever. So, I mean, I hear you, but, if I'm Deebo Samuel, if I'm Brandon Aiyuk, and I'm looking at my Twitter account, I was like, man, I go out there and play my ass off every single Sunday, and a fan will still curse me out about something. A fan will still get on Twitter and start popping off. So why should a player think about the fans at times when he's like, dude, I play my ass off for the fans, and half the fans will just, oh, man, you can't get up around. Oh, man, you suck. Oh, man, get your ass in the locker room. Fans talk, right? They talk reckless to me, for crying out loud. I'm not even a player.
Well, Bonta,
I'm not even a player. I have an opinion. I get
jobs
called,
have hazards, that's one of them.
I blocked over 200 people the last 2 days.
Again,
you know what I'm saying?
But there's certain jobs, whatever it is in this world that you do, like there come calculated, consequences or risks, or there's some negative. Not every job is perfect, right? And they get compensated. It doesn't mean that the way people treat them or talk about them or flip-flop like the wind is right, but that's part of what, if you're going to say everything's a business, and that kind of comes with the territory, So, it's like when you're a politician, what comes with that territory is, a lot of vitriol.
However, though, I'm looking at this situation, and, Verducci just said, you're not worth $30 million a year. You're not worth $30 million a year. Patriots seem like they were willing to pay him $30 a year. Cleveland, it sounds like, are looking, hey, we'll give you a long-term deal, $30 million a year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who have let a number of players go over the years. Hell, they were nickel and dime with Antonio Brown. We know what happened with Le'Veon Bell. We know what happened with Mike Wallace when he went to Miami. The Steelers seem like they're willing to give him his money.
But Bonta,
when I hear fans say he's not worth $30 million a year, and Aiyuk goes, watch this, hold my beer.
Okay.
Well, it seems like there was 4 teams knocking on the door saying, hey, Aiyuk, here's money.
But this is the way the fans' brain goes is, they think in their head, well, if we offered you 28 and we're the Niners and we've been in however many NFC Championship games and multiple Super Bowls, all right, that 28 to win, or 30 to, let's say hypothetically, to go to New England and go 3-14.
Well,
good luck with that.
I'm going to go Shasky Shab on you and say, we got California taxes, though. $30 million ain't the same in Pennsylvania.
Massachusetts is really bad.
$30 million. Well, that's why he said no to Massachusetts. But $30 million in Pennsylvania ain't the same as $30 million in California, right?
But what do we also again? But does winning factor in at all? And people are naive to think that these guys sometimes don't factor in.
You know what? Pittsburgh did win 10 games last year, and they believe they're close. They got a defense. So who's to say Steeler fans don't believe they can compete?
All right. In that AFC, all right. Then that's his assessment, and I would disagree with it.
All right.
Because if I was rattling off teams that I believe are competing in the AFC, Pittsburgh is not one of the top 6 or 7.
They made the playoffs last year. They were 10-7. They took Buffalo down to the wire, and I don't know if Buffalo is the same team. TJ Watt's coming back. They didn't have TJ Watt in that game, right? TJ Watt was out in that Buffalo game. They played their ass off in that one. David in San Francisco. Let's go to David Spadoni. David, what's happening?
I just want to know what job in America that people work that will take a pay cut to be in a good. I don't need to get paid as much as I can. Everybody in America wants to get paid their value. You got all these fans calling in talking about he's worth this and he's worth that, and not one of them will take a pay cut for their job. So what's the difference? What's the difference? I hear that, but I didn't hear anybody say about Bosa taking a pay cut. And
let me disagree with you. Can I disagree with you? No, I'll let you finish. No, because I had this happen in sales many times. I've worked for big Fortune 500 companies, and they say, hey, Joe, would you like to move up to Oregon? Would you like to make $10,000 more per year and move your family up to Oregon? Are you willing to move for your job to make more money? And I said, no. My whole family is born and raised here in this area. What?
Did they ask you to take a pay cut?
I said to you, they offered me more money and a relocation fee to go move somewhere else.
But they didn't ask you to take a pay cut?
They told me if you want to make more money and move, would you be willing to do that? And I said, I am taking less money and staying here in the position I'm in. But that's my algorithm. I know many people who have bounced around this country chasing more money. Like, he's not wrong in that sense. But there are people who change their algorithms and say, yeah, I might make a little less here wherever because I want to be near my family.
But they didn't. You may make a little less, but they didn't ask you to take a pay cut, though, from your current deal,
I was making less money staying in the position I was in.
I know, but they didn't ask you to take a pay cut.
No one's asking Aiyuk to take a pay cut.
But they're not asking you to take a pay cut, though, right? David, go ahead, finish, David,
because
he's saying pay cuts.
He's making $15 million
pay cuts. He asked about a pay cut. They didn't ask you to take a pay cut.
Who's saying to take a pay cut? He's getting a raise. If he gets
David,
27, that's a raise.
It's not a raise when everybody else in your field is making more money. That's not. That is the value of a contract, if you understand contract.
I do understand. He's under contract for $14 million. Time out. He's under contract for $14 million. If he gets, let's just say, $28, $29 million, and not the 30, is that not an increase?
Can I finish talking, though? Can I finish
make
talking?
a good point, then.
Go ahead, David.
Don't yell at me, because you can be one of those big. You're on the air and you talk, but you won't do that in person. So calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Well, then make a point. Make a point.
The point of the matter is the fans do not pay for the player's salary anymore. You're talking 70s. The players get paid for the network and all the money that the fans pay the owners. That's the owners. The fans do not pay for the players' salary anymore. You got fans calling in talking about the fans. They do not pay for the players' salary. Players understand that it's a business, dude. It's a business. Just like you work on this show right here, it's a business. They ask you, and somebody else is making more money off air. You gonna want just as much money as anybody else. The fact of the matter is, now they get charged for what they want, and they talk about it on talk radio shows and everything else. They don't talk about your salary.
David, have a good day. Let's go to Jay in San Jose.
I'm glad you made that point.
Jay in San Jose. No, seriously, but you've told me before, if Coward offered you $1 million, you leaving me in a heartbeat. So I don't believe you.
Because the difference from what I'm making now to $1 million a year is infinite.
So yeah, if they told you $50,000 a year more, move up to Oregon. You're not moving up to Oregon?
No, not
taking
for
a quick flight to San Francisco?
Not for $50,000 more. No.
100,000 more.
I would think about it, but probably not. No, but I'll be real with you. You know why? But you know why they'll be? Because my quality of life would change dramatically. Do you know how important family is to me? Like, that's an algorithm for me, right? And you understand that.
I hear you.
And so, like, no, I get it. But if you're talking about 10 times X my salary, well then yeah, I'm gonna start listening. Yes. But if we're talking about 30% increases to uproot your family, but that's me. That's not everyone. I know single people in their 20s who are like, oh, hell yeah, I will move to Austin, Texas.
Jay in San Jose. Jay, what's happening?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Hey, Bonta, you made a few points that I didn't really agree with. And by the way, that guy that you guys just had on, dude, why is he so upset, dude? He's not playing the game. He's not getting paid. He's not getting a pay cut.
We can say the same about fans. Why you getting upset about a guy wanting his money? We all getting upset and pocket watching. We all getting upset and pocket watching. And fans want to be mad at everybody at a player for wanting his money. Nobody said a damn thing about Nick Bosa last year, and he dogged it. Stop it.
Spent 3 weeks talking about Bosa.
Go ahead, Jay. I'm going to let you talk, Jay. I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead and talk.
Okay. So Bosa is a top tier in this field. He's a top tier. We had to pay him, and so Aiyuk, he's a great receiver. But he's not a Jefferson.
Okay, so who is a Jefferson? There's no Jeffersons. There's no Devontae Adams. Is he tier 2? The executive coaches in the league said he was number 9. Jay, they said he was number 9. He's better than Waddle. Come on, he's better than Waddle. He's not better than Jalen Waddle?
You just went with it now. They're similar. They're very similar. Very similar. But you know what? That team is still not as good as this team. there's things that you got to factor in. It's not just all about the money. And then you ask Shasky, hey, if it was $1 million, would you jump? Yeah, of course he would jump. That's a wide percentage of difference between what he's getting right now.
Yeah, he's saying 10,000. Nobody's jumping for 10,000 to move to Oregon. Nobody in their right mind will move to Oregon for 10,000 more dollars. But if there's $50,000 or $60,000 more, the wife is saying, yo, we need to go do this because we don't have to pay taxes in Oregon. We don't have to pay state taxes, so get the hell out of here, Jay. You know, you want to call Aiyuk greedy? That's fine. Call him greedy. Let's see this team without Brandon Aiyuk right now. Let's see it. If Aiyuk is so greedy and he's not about the team, then let's just see this team without Brandon Aiyuk.
I don't think it's greed. I think it's clearly frustration because he wants a certain number, and I think that the Niners had a certain number in mind. That clearly wasn't going to get the deal done. The number has shifted.
Why are we lying about money?
What do you mean?
When it comes to money, people just lie. People just lie. Say, yeah, I wouldn't take a pay cut. Yeah, I wouldn't do this. They're just lying just to lie. It's just like stop the cap. Like we need to stop the cap.
Why are you being so upset?
We need to. Well, I'm not upset. Just stop the cap, though. Like let's not lie. Let's not lie about these things.
What part did I lie about?
You know damn well if they offered you $60,000 more a year,
no, I wouldn't be. No, I wouldn't.
Come on, man.
Not with my mom alone at home. Not with my mother-in-law alone and my grandfather at 90 years old. No, not right now.
Not right now.
No, I wouldn't.
Not right now.
No.
5 years ago, you wouldn't have done that.
No.
6 years ago, you wouldn't have done that. Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Well, Bonta, I was offered this multiple times. I've had multiple opportunities, not radio, in other avenues. And I've always said no, because for me, again, my algorithm's different. Family is different. Now, for other people, I have many coworkers who have gone from this job to that job to this job to that job, moving across the country to chase extra money or a title. Their algorithm is different than mine, and that's totally their prerogative. Believe me, have my wife and I thought about it, talked about it? Have we weighed the pros and cons? Absolutely. I always, and this is why I bought a house in San Francisco. I wanted to be near my family, but that's for me. That's what's my setting. That's not everyone else's setting.
Let's go to Eddie and Oxnard. Eddie and Oxnard, what's happening?
Hey, I just wanted to say that I think the idea that Aiyuk doesn't value winning isn't true. I think he wants to get paid and win, and parity is a great part of the NFL. So you could be on a bad team one year and be in a great team the next year.
Interesting.
I mean, look at the Houston Texans.
Yep.
No one thought they were going to do what they did last year. So he may go to the Steelers and they may end up making the playoffs. They may go to AFC Championship and even winning. And I've been a 49er fan my whole life. So the idea is, like, what standard do you go by winning? Do you go by Eddie D, which is Super Bowls, and we didn't win anything? Or if you go by the Yorks, it's like, oh, well, as long as we get there, we're happy about it.
You know what gets me?
That's an interesting
about this,
point,
It
though.
is very interesting. And I brought that up the other day about the Patriots.
You brought it up about the Texans.
Right.
It's a good point. And I actually, the athletes think they're going to be the reason that's going to change course for an organization. So for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I may think they're the 8th or 9th best team in the AFC. Aiyuk's sitting here going, well, I get there, and it's me and George Pickens, and now I think we're the 4th best team in the AFC, and all we got to do is win 2 playoff games.
You know what really bugs me, though? I will say it's annoying. Is when we compare our 9-to-5 jobs to these millionaire jobs. They're one of one. They are one of one. In the way they work out and the way they get into these leagues. We keep comparing our normal lives. I always say this. They can't just walk down the street and go into a Starbucks like we can. They just can't go in there and get a good breakfast burrito without getting mobbed left and right, taking selfies left and right. I watch Chris Will and the Festus trying to just get out the gatehouse and they're mobbed left and right. Everywhere they go, you got to do something that they don't live a normal life. So we got to start for the life of, like,
but you were the one that said none of you would take a pay cut. And I said,
no, I don't believe people. But in 9-to-5s, I don't believe people will take a pay cut. I hear people all the time saying, man, my job asked me to take a pay cut. I'm hot. I'm going to look for other work. I'm going to look for other work.
During COVID, this station asked everyone to take a pay cut.
We had no choice because we were lucky to work. We were lucky that was COVID. That was an exception to the rule.
Like right now, it was an exception to the rule. Right now, I know many people working at multiple sales companies with the stock market having what it's happening. Everyone didn't get bonuses across the board, okay? And so people are taking pay cuts all over the world. Yeah, it's very impossible to compare normal people to pro athletes. But when you ask people, have you taken less or would you take less to stay in a different...
No,
everyone's algorithms are different.
People are telling Brandon Aiyuk to take less. Well, why the hell are we telling him what to do? That's the whole point of this.
$1 million
people are telling
less.
Brandon